Hey, how's it going? I'm Dane, and in this video, it's the last week of my 75 hard WSOP challenge. So just to recap on what the 75 hard challenge itself is, you have to complete 5 tasks every day for 75 days straight. The first task is your diet. You need to follow a nutrition plan, no alcohol, and no cheat meals. Second task is exercise, 2 45-minute workouts per day with at least one being outside. Third task is hydration. You need to drink a gallon, aka 4 liters of water per day. The fourth task is to read 10 pages of a physical personal development book. And the fifth task is to take a progress photo every day. I added an extra task, which was to study for 1 hour per day of poker study. And this week we're coming up to the 75th day. And follow me along. What I will do this week is run you through the tools and techniques that I use to help myself complete this challenge. And also just a quick overview of myself. I'm a software engineer by day and an enthusiast poker player. I'm heading over to the USA this year, and a key context is that I have very minimal responsibilities, and so I could focus a lot of my time and energy on putting things in place to ensure I completed this challenge. If you're enjoying this video, or you want to continue following my vlogs over in the USA, click the like button, hit subscribe, drop a comment down if you have any questions about the 75 hard WSOP challenge or any of the other contents of the videos. I would really appreciate it, and I'm happy to reply to all the comments. Good morning. It is Monday, the 2nd of June, 2025, and we have 5 days remaining, inclusive of today, in the 75 hard WSOP challenge that I started approximately 70 days ago. I started at a beginning weight of 99.8 kilograms, weighed in today at 86.6, and 5 days remaining, but we have about 10 days until the trip to the WSOP and to the USA. What I'm going to do this week is each day I'm going to go through the different apps that I used on my phone to track the challenge. And so today we're just going to talk about tracking these morning and afternoon walks. I have an Apple Watch, and I use the workouts app to track the walking workouts. It's pretty cool because it gives you a map view of where you walked if you do different walks each day, but also I like using the voice assistant. I won't say their name or they'll activate. I like using them. I say their name and then I say start an outdoor walk, and it just automatically logs the workout, and then we stop it at the end of the day. Okay, so that's Monday, and I'll see you tomorrow where we'll talk about the other workout app I used. Good morning. It's Tuesday, the 3rd of June, and there are 4 days, including today, remaining in the 75 hard challenge. And today I just wanted to talk a little bit about the app that I use to track my tasks during the day. So first of all, you would have seen in a much earlier video, I have a paper calendar printed out, and I'd mark off each day as I completed them, and I still use that. I'll show a bit of a shot of that now. And on top of that, I wanted to actually keep a track of the individual tasks on my phone because I went to Sydney for work and I didn't want to take that paper checklist with me, and it was easier to keep track of. For example, I would have to drink 7 600 ml bottles of water per day and I still do until we're finished. But being able to track which number I'm up to during the day is a lot more difficult. So I took a look at a few different apps on the Apple App Store, since I use an iPhone, and I found one called Avocation, like an avocado, but avocation. And I found that really useful. I'll show some screenshots of it now, and you can set up various tasks that you need to do during the day. If you need to repeat that task a certain number of times per day, you can set that up, and then each time you mark it off, it fills in that task for that moment. And I've found this app matches the way that I've thought about doing my tasks during the day, and it worked the best for me. I tried a few others, which I won't mention, and they just didn't work for me. I mean, I would suggest you try out various different apps, see if they match your mental model of what you're trying to do, and choose the one that's best for you. Will I keep using this going forward? Unlikely I'm going to use it for as many tasks as I have. I think I have 10 of them on there. The 5 75 hard challenges plus a few other checkmark points along the day. I don't think I'm going to drink as much water as I have been, so I won't need 7 marks on the hydration task. So I'll probably use it just for a few small things that I want to do. There'll be things that I only do, certain days of the week, and I'll set those up. What I've been doing so far is I just had a standard set for the whole day and go through them all. So those are my task management methods that I've used for this time. And I'll leave it there for today, and I'll see you all tomorrow with one of the other tools that I used for the challenge. Hey there, how's it going? It is Wednesday the 4th of June. 3 more days, including today, in the challenge. And today I'm going to talk about the workout app that I used for the weight training that I did during the challenge. Now, I've got to admit, I was definitely not as consistent with the weight training as I was with the 2 daily walks that I do. But I felt that this app, and the app's called Heavy, I've mentioned it a few times before, I felt that this app actually helped me get these kind of workouts in. It made it a lot easier for me to figure out what I was going to do. Basically, I'll show you some screenshots, but the app, you can just put in the kind of workout that you want to do, like push, pull, legs, or upper, lower body workouts, and then you can put in the equipment that you've got access to. So I only have access to adjustable dumbbells at home, so I was able to put that equipment in, and then it would be have some pre-made workouts that I could use that suited that situation. So that was really easy to use. It reminds you to take rests. It works with your Apple Watch. It makes a little ding to say your rest is over and move on to the next set. You record how many reps and at what weight you did the exercise, and it also logs into the regular Apple Fitness app as well. So that's the app I use for resistance training, and as I mentioned in the last video, I just use the regular Apple workouts for these walking workouts or when I take the dogs for a walk. So those are the apps that I use for tracking the fitness. And yeah, tomorrow, I'm not exactly sure which app we might go through. I think we have covered everything, but maybe there'll be another thing that I mentioned that helped me along the way. Catch you then. Good morning. It's Thursday the 5th of June. 2 more days, including today, of the 75 Hard Challenge. And today I thought I'd go over the 2 books that I've read during the 75 Hard Challenge. So as part of the challenge, you have to read 10 pages of a physical book per day. And so I started with the A Game Poker by Elliot Rowe and Ryan Carter. And because that was, focused on what I was doing, I got a lot out of it. It kind of boils down to what are the elite players in the game doing that you're not doing. And it goes through the various things that they are doing that you should adopt in your game, such as having appropriate preparation and recovery, as well as what to do while you're playing poker. I would recommend this book to anyone who plays poker, basically, or anyone who wants to play seriously. Read that book. The second book I read was The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey. And this is a book that I've read before. I mentioned it in one of the previous videos that I've read it, but then put it down, didn't come back to it in all this time, probably like 10 years or so. And I really think that I got a lot out of it. I would remember most of it from the first time I read, but just being reminded of the importance of these habits just helps you, during your day-to-day. And so this is a book that I think I should reread, go through and put into place some of the exercises that it talked about in there. And both of these books were about 320 pages. So that gets us to 64 days of reading, which doesn't quite make sense. Maybe they were just over 320 pages. Anyway, I've left with 2 days remaining in the challenge, and I have to find a book to read 20 pages of. And the book that I'm going to read is Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss. I'm going to read that today and tomorrow, and that'll be done with the challenge. And then I will actually probably take the book over to the US with me, continue reading over there during my downtime, maybe have a read in the long 14-hour flight that I have over to LA. While I'm not doing other things, I'll take some videos to watch, some poker ones, some movies, TV shows, and just to have something different to do, I'll read a bit of the book. Anyway, that's Thursday, second last day down, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. It's Friday, the 6th of June, and it is the last full day of the 75 Hard Challenge. And tomorrow will be the last weigh-in. Even though weighing in doesn't actually count for the challenge, I'll weigh in tomorrow morning and take the progress picture as well, because that'll be after the full day of completion. Today I wanted to go through the tools that I used for managing my nutrition. I've already mentioned the habit tracking app, Avocation. I used that to track that I was drinking water and having my meals, but I also used MyFitnessPal to track the calories and the actual ingredients of the meals. In the morning I would have overnight oats, which I built up as a recipe inside MyFitnessPal, so I could easily just put that in. And then I'd have 2 shots of coffee and my water. Some days I would have a protein shake with almond milk in the morning. Sometimes I would have in the afternoon, sometimes I wouldn't have it. In the afternoons for lunch, I would basically have a breakfast wrap. So that would be like scrambled eggs on a wrap, sometimes with cheese, sometimes with bacon, sometimes with both, depending on how I felt my calories were going for the day. In the evening, I would generally have chicken and vegetable stir fry, which is fairly easy to make, and then with some random kind of sauce that mum and dad would like. And then I would have a protein dessert, kind of the cheap ones from the grocery store, and that would add a little bit more protein powder. If I was to do everything over again, I would probably try to include more protein in my diet. And yeah, I think that's probably the main thing. More protein, which would only be like another 50 grams or so, but not a huge amount. Anyway, that's how I tracked my meals and what meals I had. And gonna try to do something similar over in the USA. So yeah, anyway, I'll catch you tomorrow. Okay, just a quick overview here of what I'll call my everyday carry for the trip. So I've got my suitcase there. I decided to get a new suitcase for this trip because my old one was getting a bit worse for wear, and I really wanted a hard shell just to protect the stuff that's inside there. I also bought a new backpack, Tom Tok backpack, for taking to the strip each day. My previous backpack was a little bit smaller than this one, and this one's a bit bigger, which can fit all of this stuff, except obviously the suitcase. And especially because I'll be trying to take a good amount of snacks and maybe a lunch, packed lunch each day. Okay, so what are the other things we've got here? We've got a bit of a cooler bag just for taking the lunch and a cold drink in. I've got, just at the back there, this circular thing is actually a portable seat or chair. I'm still unsure if I'm going to be taking this one. It is fairly bulky, but it is good to have a chair available to sit on during breaks rather than having to sit on the floor out in the hallway if that's what you're doing. Alternative option is to just go for a walk. I have, if you watched my vlogs last year, I have this portable travel sized espresso coffee maker, Nespresso compatible. So you put the pods in and you put some hot water in, and then you get an espresso shot out. We've got the DJI Pocket 3, which will be probably the main vlogging camera. I've got the Insta360 Go 3, which is just for other extra shots. I'll also use my iPhone 16 for camera shots. We've got over here selfie stick. Over here we've got charger for charging all of these devices on the go and charging my phone and making sure that we have power. If we go deep, we might not be able to charge things, could run out of battery, and need access to that. We've also got Kindle just for a couple of ebooks that I'm reading, and I can use that on the flight and also during the day if I've got a break or something. And we've got at the back there a spiky exercise ball just for helping relax. I'll use that in the mornings before playing and in the evenings, and then also during breaks if I feel like I need something, some extra limbering up, I can use that. That is small enough to fit in the backpack each day. And then we've got a couple of boxes there, and these will be the secret weapons. If you know what they are, you'll know what they are, but I've got some different situation there. And this is basically like my tech, include the iPhone as well, my tech and extra things that I'll be taking each day. There'll be some other stuff such as medical supplies, if you will, tissues and things like that, just for the odd occasion that you might need them. But yeah, that's basically going to be the everyday carry. Going to the WSOP So that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one, which will be over in the USA. See you there.